Hello guys, this is Adit. Welcome to my channel Movement Science, where I simplify biomechanics with Joe. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Also check me out on Instagram, where I post pictures of my notes and also put out some daily MCQs. The reference time for all the topics that I'm going to cover will be mentioned down in the description, so check that out and let's get started. In this video, we are going to talk about the kinetics at the SI joint. Last video was about the kinematics, that is how the movement occurs in the SI joint. So this video we will be talking about the forces that are present in the SI joint, and we will also discuss about a small concept of kinematics that I mentioned in the last video, how nutation helps in delivery of the baby. So let's jump right into the topic. First, talking about the kinematics. The hip flexion in supine while delivery, there is hip flexion that is happening, and this hip flexion, what it does is it creates a posterior tilt of the innominate bones, okay, and that means there is nutation that is happening at the SI joint, right? If you are not familiar with the nutation and counter nutation movement, you can check out my previous video on kinematics and then it will be clear. So this relative nutation at the SI joint, what it does is it increases the diameter, that is the diameter of the pelvic outlet through which the fetal head descends, right? So this increase in the diameter of the pelvic outlet, it helps in the facilitating the delivery of the fetal head, correct? So this is how the nutation movement or the movements at the SI joint help in delivery of the baby, okay? So that is about the kinematics. Now coming to the main topic is the kinetics. So the kinetics can be divided or largely divided into two forces that we mostly see. There is the shear force and then the torque or the turning force that is present at the SI joint, okay? So starting with the shear force, because it's a small part. So shear force, what happens is in SI joint when you are in a single leg stance. So let's take Joe over here. So if I take Joe in single leg stance, that is his left leg is not weight bearing, right? Okay, see over here. So his left leg is not weight bearing, and what is happening is his body is getting pulled downward by the gravity. So again there is a shear force at the SI joint, right? There are the two innominate bones and there is the sacrum in middle, right? Now the nominate bone on this side is getting pulled or pushed downward by the gravity and the body weight, and this is where the shear force comes into play. Now normally the shear force isn't a problem, but if there is any dislocation at the pubic symphysis or any previous instability in the pubic symphysis, what this does is the complete closed kinematic chain that pelvis is, that is basically your sacrum in middle over here, then the two innominate bones, and then the joining makes it a closed loop, right, which makes it very stable. Now if there is a disconnect over here in the pubic symphysis, right, over here, so what will happen is there will be this instability which will be occurring due to the shear force that is present, which will create an unstable pelvis, your hip, unstable hip, spine, and this will be definitely seen in the gait. So that is how shear force is important in SI joint. Now moving on to the torque, okay? So stability is the biggest component in the SI joint, and what happens is if you talk about the forces, the force, that is the weight from the head, comes down the trunk because of the gravity. It comes down to the trunk, and then from there it goes to lumbar spine, okay, lumbar vertebrae over here in this region, then the lumbosacral disc, and then the sacral segment. It reaches the sacral segment, so that I have mentioned over here. So what happens over here is the force of the body from which is coming from top, it creates a nutation torque, okay? So nutation, if you remember, I'll show you guys again. This is nutation. So the nutation torque is created at the sacral region, and at the same time what is happening is the force from the below, the ground reaction force, is also coming to the top, right? And when we are standing, as we know from sitting, when we are standing, what is happening? All the extensor, the glutes and all are firing, right? Which creates a posterior pelvic tilt. So from top the nutation was occurring, right? The sacrum was moving this way, and from down, because of the GRF, there is posterior tilt of the innominate bones, okay? So at the same time, GRF, which is coming from bottom, it creates a posterior tilt of the innominate bones, right? Which creates a overall nutation torque at the SI region, right? Sacroiliac region. So this has to be countered by something, right? You can't just have a lot of nutation torque at the SI joint. So this is countered by your ligaments and also the ridges. So what is happening over here? We'll go a little bit back. So the counter torque of sacrum nutation, okay, the sacrum nutation and the posterior tilt of the innominate bones, the posterior tilt, right? The total nutation that is occurring over here, this is supported by your ligaments, okay, ligaments and also the ridges. So we will be discussing about that, how they support the SI joint. So what happens is, before we go to the ligaments, we'll first see the ridges. So there are ridges and depressions that are present in the cartilage of the articulation. If you guys don't remember the articulation, let me get back to that. So if you remember over here, we had seen this articulation. So basically what is happening is there are some ridges that are present at these articulations, okay? And what happens at these ridges is, it's kind of interlocking system, right? The articulation of both the sacrum and the innominate bone is right in the place, and which locks the SI joint in proper position, which gives it the stability over here and also at the tuberosity. So that's how the ridges and the depressions in the articulation area helps in providing the stability. So that is how the ridges help in providing the counter torque. Apart from that, the stability is also provided by your ligaments. Now ligaments we have discussed about in our previous videos, so you can just go back and brush up on it if you don't remember what are the ligaments. But if you do, so there is the anterior iliolumbar ligament, right, which connects the ilium to your lumbar region. And what they do is they resist the sagittal plane movement. Sagittal plane is what? Flexion extension movement. Even the counter nutation and nutation that is happening is also sagittal plane movement, right? So that is what is done by your iliolumbar ligament. They resist this movement, hence providing the stability at the SI joint. Apart from that, there is also the sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligament. What they do, they compress the SI joint during nutation. So during the nutation movement, the stability is provided through the compression, which is given by the sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligament. And then finally the anterior SI ligament, that is the anterior sacroiliac ligament. What it does? It counteracts the nutation torque. The nutation torque that was created from the body weight and the ground reaction force, right? This nutation torque is counterbalanced by your SI joint ligament on the anterior side. So anterior SI joint ligament helps in counteracting the nutation. So with that, we finish off this topic. So let's summarize. What did we see? We first saw the kinematics of nutation and how this relative nutation helps in facilitating the delivery of the fetal head by increasing the pelvic outlet diameter, right? Then we went to kinetics, where we saw two forces, right? Shear force, which can be magnified when the pelvic rim, which is there, if there is dislocation at the pubic symphysis, these shear forces are magnified at the SI joint. And then we saw how torque is created by the body weight from top, which causes a sacral nutation over here, right? And then the posterior pelvic tilt is also caused when the ground reaction force is coming from top and the extensors are firing. That posterior pelvic tilt is created, which creates a overall nutation at the SI joint. And this nutation is balanced by the counter torque, right, which is created by the ridges that are present in the articulation and also supported by the ligaments. Which are the ligaments? The anterior iliolumbar ligament, which prevents sagittal plane movements. And then the second main ligament is the anterior SI joint ligament, which counteracts the nutation torque. So with that, we finish up this topic. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please share it with your friends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also like the video, as it really helps me out. Also let me know in the comment section what other videos you would like me to cover. And see you soon in the next video.